This artwork is called Art Bin, and it's a South London art gallery. It's a huge recycling facility. It's about 5 meters high by about 15 meters long and about 8 meters wide, and it's a repository for artists' failures, basically. You never get to see artists' failures. They're always siphoned out before they get to the gallery or museum. So this is kind of things that artists have in their studios knocking about. They might paint over them, or they're kind of intrigued by them, or they're things that they might take up space and they want to get rid of them, or they're things that, you know, that the technique hasn't worked or formally they haven't worked. Like for my ones, I've got some portraits I drew last year and they don't look like the subjects, so that's why I threw mine away. We've got Julian Opie's, and there's a Michael Craig Martin, Damien Hirst, Gillian Waring's got some sign pieces, but they're the Italian sign version, so they're written in Italian and they're based in Naples, and she never thought they worked as well. So she's had those for the last 15 years. Gary Hume, he's got these paint pots that basically he made a sculpture out of, and he's had it for about 8 years. And every now and again he'd like revisit it and look at it again. I think, oh, I quite like that, but he never showed it. So, I mean, literally all this work would never normally get to see the light of day. So it's obviously an odd dialogue to have with an artist. Could I have your failures, in a sense? Because some people just won't give them up to you. And it's for understandable reasons. And I looked at all sorts of permutations about how the art bin might manifest itself within the space. And obviously I like something that's physically confrontational. So there's only like a 2-meter gap between the bin and the wall. So it kind of presses people up against the wall. And it's made out of, it's see-through and it's polycarbonate and steel. So when you throw something against it, it makes that kind of really binny, kind of clunky kind of sound. And basically there's a gantry that you can walk up. And I kind of thought it was nice that the artists are able to actually throw, you know, the work in themselves. So that it's like a sacrifice. Obviously, breakdown, I was getting rid of all my worldly belongings, and that part of that was my art and my friend's art. I didn't want the whole project hijacked by the destruction of art, but also as a practitioner, then I had to destroy literally everything and my friends. And there were a number of people, artists, who'd either given me things or I'd bought things off them, who were upset about it. And I guess that's a whole issue. I was really unaware the whole thing about in this country, you can, if you're the legal owner of an artwork, you can actually destroy it. You can't change a sculpture or a painting, you can't add to it, and you can't show it in a deflammatory way, but you can destroy it. That kind of cropped up whilst I was doing breakdown, and I guess the whole kind of hullabaloo about it kind of intrigued me, and I guess at a later juncture I was probably always going to revisit that. I've got a website, www.art-bin.co.uk. So you've got to basically fill out a form to say you're either the author of the work or you've sought permission of the author to actually destroy the work. Slightly unlike breakdown, so I think not in all circumstances did I seek the artist's permission. I mean, it's obviously not what one normally sees in an art gallery. Art is normally on a wall, on a floor, you walk around it, you look at it, suddenly it's not mounted in that way, it's just one thing layered on top of another thing, or there's some works that have been thrown in and they've impacted and you see the residue of them as they've hit the polycarbonate. So, I mean, it is a performance basically, and I'm here for 6 weeks and I'm here to look at people's failures. But I mean, they're not necessarily failures I would necessarily detect. I mean, you know, I know what my failures are, what I deem them to be failures, but I wouldn't necessarily be able to, like, I was looking at Damien's work and I was thinking, and I just, you know, you find yourself saying, oh, that's really good. And so, but I'm happy about that because there's nothing too good to go into the bin.